Welcome to our channel Some Books. Today, we're diving into by Bryan Stevenson, a powerful and thought-provoking book that uncovers the deep flaws in the American criminal justice system. This is a story of injustice, perseverance, and ultimately, redemption. Whether you're a fan of legal dramas, interested in social justice, or just looking for a compelling read, this book has something for everyone. So grab a seat and let's get into it. Before we delve into the book itself, let's talk a bit about the man behind it. Bryan Stevenson is more than just an author. He's a real-life hero in the fight for justice. A lawyer and social justice activist, Stevenson founded the Equal Justice Initiative, or EJI, in Montgomery, Alabama. His life's work has been to represent those who are most vulnerable in the criminal justice system, those who are poor, wrongly convicted, or without access to proper legal representation. Stevenson's dedication to justice has earned him national recognition and numerous awards, making him one of the leading voices in criminal justice reform today. Was published in 2014 and quickly became a New York Times bestseller. The book serves as both a memoir and a call to action. It tells the true story of Stevenson's efforts to overturn wrongful convictions, focusing particularly on the case of Walter McMillian, a black man who was sentenced to death for a crime he did not commit. But this isn't just one man's story. Through McMillian's case, Stevenson exposes the systemic issues that plague the American justice system, issues like racial bias, the criminalization of poverty, and the use of the death penalty. Now let's talk about Walter McMillian's case, the central story of. In 1986, McMillian, a black man from Monroeville, Alabama, was arrested for the murder of a young white woman named Rhonda Morrison. Despite the lack of evidence and numerous witnesses placing him miles away from the crime scene, McMillian was convicted and sentenced to death, largely due to the racial biases of the time and the community's desire for a quick resolution. Stevenson took on McMillian's case, uncovering the shocking truth. The prosecution had knowingly used false testimony and suppressed evidence that could have proven McMillian's innocence. Through dogged determination, Stevenson and his team at EJI were able to prove McMillian's innocence and secure his release after 6 long years on death row. McMillian's case is a glaring example of how the justice system can fail those it's meant to protect, particularly when race and poverty are involved. While McMillian's story is at the heart of, the book also explores other cases and broader themes that are equally important. Stevenson highlights the stories of people like Trina Garnett, a mentally ill teenage girl sentenced to life in prison without parole, and Joe Sullivan, a man with an intellectual disability who was also condemned to life in prison for a crime committed as a minor. These cases illustrate the harsh realities faced by those who are poor, mentally ill, or marginalized in some other way. Stevenson weaves these stories together to show that McMillian's case is not an anomaly. It's part of a much larger pattern of injustice. He argues that the criminal justice system often fails the most vulnerable, leading to devastating consequences for individuals, families, and communities. Beyond just highlighting these injustices is a powerful call to action. Stevenson urges readers to confront the uncomfortable truths about the justice system and to advocate for change. Whether it's through policy reform, community involvement, or simply by educating ourselves, the book challenges us to be more compassionate and to fight for a more just society. In conclusion, is not just a book, it's a movement. It's a reminder that justice is not just about what happens in courtrooms, it's about how we treat the most vulnerable among us. If you haven't read it yet, I highly recommend you do. It's a story that will stay with you long after you turn the last page. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this summary, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more insightful book summaries. And if you've read, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, keep reading, keep learning, and keep fighting for justice.